The CINAHL database is Stanislaus State Library's main research database for nursing. It indexes almost 3,000 journals in nursing and the allied health fields. It is the most heavily used library tool by advanced nursing students as it identifies scholarly peer-reviewed articles in nursing journals and either provides immediate access to the full article online or to a request form that allows the library to retrieve the article for you from another library, usually within 1 to 3 days. It is available through the library website. The easiest way is to choose Articles by Subject and then choose Nursing. And from the nursing page, it is the top linked article, database, CINAHL Plus with full text from our EBSCO service. The CINAHL search interface has a box that looks just like a Google or another online search tool, where you can type in your search terms. Like most library research databases, CINAHL actually requires some precision on how search terms are entered in order for you to retrieve significant results. Simply typing in a topic like you would describe it in natural language can often lead to limited or no results. For example, say you were looking for recent studies about treating wounds related to pressure ulcers. It's a totally valid topic. There should be recent research on it. And if we type that into the CINAHL database, we receive 0 results. If we type that into Google, we certainly should have retrieved results, and we certainly would expect to retrieve results in a database that covers recent nursing journal articles. Unfortunately, library databases search for every term typed into a search box, and so the key to successfully searching them is to break down a research topic like this into 2 or 3 main concepts, and then think of a keyword or two to represent each one of those concepts. For example, regarding this topic, recent studies about treating wounds related to pressure ulcers, the main concepts might be pressure ulcers and wounds. And EBSCO is actually trying to give you a hint by giving you these multiple boxes. If we type in pressure ulcers in one box and wounds in the next box, and then click on search, we went from 0 results to over 5,000. Very similar in concept, but by changing those words, we get radically different results. Now, 5,000 is probably too many. It database does try and help you by sorting the results by relevance. So our results over here in the middle on the right side of the screen, the most relevant should be at the top. But even so, you don't want to look through necessarily 5,000 results. And on the left side of the screen, they give you ways to narrow it down. So for example, you can click on peer reviewed and cut out many of the results that are from non-peer reviewed sources. You can click on academic journals and eliminate more of the results. You can limit to specific years, for example, maybe just the past 10 years, 2008 to 2018. And although 90% of the things in CINAHL are in the English language, you can also limit to just those in English. So we've gone from over 5,000 results to under 2,000 by using the helpful limiters of peer-reviewed journal articles published in the last 10 years in English. The individual results are displayed in the middle of the right side of the screen. As these are journal article results now, the format is the same for each entry. The main line will be the title of the journal article, the first one, vacuum assisted closure device for hastened detachment of superficial interior epigastric flap to third degree burns on hand and fingers. That's the title of the article. Here are our authors: C. Wynand, Christian Wynand. It was published in the Journal of Burn Care and Research in the March-April 2009 edition. That happens to be volume 30, issue 2, on pages 362 to 365, so a 4-page journal article. So your citation information is on the line underneath the title. And then the official subject headings assigned by the database, that is what's the focus of the article, are on the next line where it says subjects. And that'll be the same for all the entries for journal articles. When you're reviewing the results, the title can often provide you enough information to see if it might be useful or not for your research. If you're not sure from the title alone, almost every entry should have an abstract, that is a one-paragraph summary of what the article's about. And you can see the abstract either by moving your mouse over to the far right side where the eyeglass is, and there'll be a little pop-up that redisplays the information, redisplays the title, the authors, the journal, the date, the type of publication it is. There's our subjects again, and then a one-paragraph description about what's in the article. And if the title isn't clear, it's not clear to you from the title what's in there, the abstract will often tell you, is this a research study? What was the focus of the study? What was the focus of the article? That's either using the eyeglass over on the right, or you can just click on the title itself and it'll give you an entire screen about that article. Again, the title, the authors, the journal information, what type of publication it's in. In this case, it's also telling us it's a case study, the subjects of the article, whether the focus, and then there's our abstract, the one paragraph description about what the article is actually about. Another way to focus your search and to use some of the features of the database is to identify the terms that the professionals use, in this case the people who compile the database. Often from your reading or your practice you will have your own medical terms, and those should overlap quite nicely with the terms that the database uses to apply to medical research. And what I'm talking about here is the subject line. And if you look through some of these subject lines, if you look through these articles and you find some that are useful to you, and then if you find some articles that are useful to you and then you look at what terms they are using to describe the focus of the articles, often those are the good terms to do further searching. So pressure ulcer is coming up a lot in the subjects. Wound healing is coming up. Wound care is coming up. Pressure ulcer is coming up again. There's wound care again. Wound care, pressure ulcer, negative pressure wound therapy, pressure ulcer therapy, pressure wound therapy, wound healing. The point being is using the terms that pop up in the subject headings often give you more precise searching. And wound care and wound healing all popped up several times. And why that's helpful is sometimes using their exact terminology can really help you focus your search. And if you get their terminology exactly matching, you can search it as the subject of an article. You can change your field from select a field to subject, and that means it's got to be the focus of an article. And you can only do that if you're using their exact terminology. But if you do that, that means the results have to be, the articles have to be focused on the terms that you're typing in. So I get 1,000 articles that are focused on pressure ulcers and wound care, published in the last 10 years in peer-reviewed academic journals in English. And then one last thing you can do to focus your search is if you're looking for a specific condition, a specific treatment. Um, if you have a general condition like this, but you're looking for something very much more specific, you can always, there are extra boxes here, you can keep adding additional terms. So for example, you're interested specifically in what has been done about negative pressure. What has there been any research done? Has there been any best care suggestions in the literature on this very specific treatment for pressure ulcers, wound care? And we come down to just over 100 articles published in peer-reviewed journals in nursing journals in the past 10 years that talk about negative pressure. Now, once you find articles, again, you look through the titles to see what's interesting to you. If you do find something that's interesting to you, you'll see many entries will have a PDF link underneath them. If it has a PDF link underneath them in CINAHL, that means we get that article from our EBSCO service. Our EBSCO service is one of our big academic research partners, vendors, and they provide us access with our access to the CINAHL database. They also provide us access to tens of thousands of journals, including several hundred nursing journals. And if they provide us access to the article that's listed in CINAHL, they'll have that PDF link, and you click on the PDF, and here we have this full article online in PDF. You can read it online. You can, over on the right here, you can email the PDF to yourself. You can print it off. You can save it. You can make a link to it. So if you find an entry in CINAHL and it's got a PDF immediately underneath it, that means we get the PDF from EBSCO, and it's really easy to access. If it doesn't have a PDF underneath it, we still may have access to it. It will say have a find it underneath it, and the find it will search all of the library services to see if we have it on another service. EBSCO is not our only service, we have other services. And if we have it on another service, it will give you a link to it on our other service. Or if we don't have it on another service, we will try and get it for you from another library. So if you don't see a PDF here, go ahead and click on Find It. If we have it on another service outside of EBSCO, there'll be a View It entry and a link to it on the other service, or sometimes it'll bring you straight to the other service when you click on Find It. Sometimes it'll bring you straight to the PDF. But if we don't have it, we don't have it on EBSCO, we don't have it on any of our other services, you'll see this Get It menu, and you'll see Request Article via Interlibrary Loan. This is where we can go to another library, ask them for a PDF, and then deliver it to you. There's no charge to you for this service. We pay all the staff time and all the copyright fees that come along with borrowing an article, getting a PDF for you from another library. All you need to do is click on Find It in CINAHL, and then if you don't get the PDF but you get this link, Request Article via Interlibrary Loan, you click on that. The first time you use this service, you will need to register, and the first time you use it, there'll be a form where you ask to put in your name and your phone number so we can contact you if there's a problem. But once you've registered, you'll see what I just displayed on the screen. You'll click, they'll make you log in if you haven't logged into a university library service yet, and it just takes all the information from CINAHL and puts it in the form for you. All you do is click Submit, and we will send it to another library. We'll get a copy for you. It's usually available in PDF in 1 to 3 days, and we will send you an email with a link to where you retrieve it online from the library when the article is available. So just about anything in CINAHL we can get either immediately online or from another library. And most things we can get in 1 to 3 days. Some things take a little bit longer, um, but we should be able to deliver most things immediately, either through EBSCO or one of our other services, or if we can't get it for you quickly.